It is the usual Thursday stream. I have my coffee. I have my plan of action. So let's begin. Right. So firstly, quick go over what we did yesterday. Yesterday we were working on Aggrandise, which is was the first map. Today my plan is to test that because I completed it. I wrote down things that I thought needed changing, and this morning I finished off that list. So today I want to test it on hard mode because I've already done a full completion of it on normal. So first thing today will be testing out Aggrandise on hard mode. The second thing we're going to do today is we're going to go into Holdout Extreme. I need to think of a new name for that one. But we'll go into that and we'll see where we got to there and continue with work on that level. So without further ado, my stream title's wrong. Yeah. Just gonna quickly post to Facebook and Twitter. Okay. One sec. Okay. Alright, that's posted. Okay, so first things first is to play this level on hard mode. Like I said, this should actually be functional now. Though I'm going to keep a pad and pen handy for the inevitable something going wrong. So I want to override the level difficulty. No, wrong thing, sorry. Okay, let's see what we get. Right, so on hard mode, creatures should drop less food. That's the main change. There's something else I'm going to check as well, which is something I observed yesterday, which was that after attacking the spiders, the frame rate got better. So there might be some code issues there with the spiders. In the detection area. But it wasn't even... it was funny because it wasn't even... didn't even have to do anything when we attacked the spiders. Literally just attacking the funnel web spiders in this area fixed some frame rate issues I was having. So that's the first thing I want to note down is defense. When the wood lice bunker down, they get the defense aura come up, and the defense aura is actually only meant to be on the leaf cutters because it's an aura. That's interesting. Food's not being gathered. Oh dear, I don't want to fight the jumping spiders. No, 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 no. Well, that was a waste of food. Risky food gathering. Let's not bother gathering any more from there. Okay, so food gathering bug. Okay, so I believe in this. The first thing I'm going to want to build is trapdoors. Because if I build wood ants, they'll just be killed. Right, Pactane. Pactane. Good to have you back with us. Okay. Oh, attack's off. This level doesn't have any sort of speed requirement to it, so right, I need to get rid of those debug spheres that happen when placing stuff. Quite a chilled out level, really. Well, that one's managed to get away. There's no chance I'm going to harvest that. Do any of the other wood lice got away? Can't remember what the toggle is for show resource info. There is one. How much do trapdoors cost? They cost 60, and at first, so they're the same as the wood ants. And at first, I thought that was too low. I was going to raise it. However, having actually played through the level, what I understand now about the trapdoors is that they haven't got particularly high health. So as much as they've got a really strong attack, the health's a bit of a funny one. The health's not great, so they kind of actually do balance out at the cost of 60. Right, I've probably got enough of a force now to take on these three. Oops. Hopefully the food that these provide will be enough to build the force up, enough to get... Yeah, they sort of are, but they've got the ability where they're a bit funny because they've got the ability where they jump backwards. Hello, Jack of the Jacket. Level 1 there, tanky as leaf cut and Medea after healed. Yeah. I mean, I think leaf cut and Medea are overpriced anyway, but that's okay because they're only used in a campaign level. I guess you could say the same about the... See, that leap backwards there, and during that he's healed. So the heal's actually a really useful ability, but this guy's not... Oh no, managed to heal again. So yeah, all three survive there, I think. I'll have a look at the stats. And I can tell you how tanky they are. They're not particularly tanky. But that heal does do something for them. Although it doesn't do anything against the huge whip spider at the end. They get destroyed by that thing. Though not as quickly as the wood ants do. Let me just... Just having a look at the creature stats. Okay, so the Trapdoors, they got 65, 75, and 90 health. That's level 1, 2, 3. And they do 6, 8, and 11 damage. Now, if you compare that to the black ants, for example, black ants are 50, 60, and 70. So they've got slightly more health than black ants. And they do 3.6, 4.4, and 4.4 damage, the black ants, but the black ants gain an attack speed boost at level 3. So the Trapdoors do a lot more damage and have more health. Really, they should probably be slightly more expensive. And they've got the heal ability. However, they don't have the upgrades like the black ants do. So the benefit of the black ants really is that you can improve them beyond what they start with. Basically, attack from the whip spiders sometimes do area damage. And also they can attack ranged units. Yeah, exactly. So what I found in this level actually towards the end is you probably want to be invested more into Trapdoor ants, because the whip spider actually does less damage in the close range. It does the far range. Okay, so I think what I'll do is if I can upgrade one. Maybe none of these tiles. Oh no, they are. Okay, I'll upgrade one of the Trapdoors, and then I'll keep the rest of the cash, because I'm going to need to hit this next, I think. Then after I've hit that, I think I probably want to go elsewhere. Okay. In we go. May the best ants win. So you notice them jumping back and healing. Sometimes they don't jump back, and that's because they've not managed to get a location that they can jump to, but they still heal in those circumstances. Yeah, they didn't go well. However, still got cash for respawns, so wait for the whole army to come back. Hit it again. I reckon I'll get it. So yeah, the AoEs in this level are quite devastating. So you want to avoid the packs with AoEs until you're stronger later on. If this attack fails, I've got one last attempt. Looks like it's going to succeed though. There's my level 2 one. Yeah, got it. Cool. I believe the food in hard mode is set to 80% of what it normally is. It's not the actual food items, they're the same, but the dead creature food is set to 80% of what it normally is. Oh, free wood lives. Nice. Right, so next we probably want to go. There's alright, that's not too bad. That looks a little bit trickier, but I still reckon we could do it. Possibly those. I don't want to do this area yet. Definitely not. That looks easy. It's just tiny spiders. And there's food there. And that looks easy. So this might not be a bad call as the next location. I've changed tab, by the way. Tab jumps you between the surface and underground. But I've changed it on levels where there's no underground, or if you haven't tunneled the underground out yet, it now jumps back to your queen. Because I found myself pressing it, expecting to go back to the queen, go back to my base, but because there's no overground, obviously it wasn't doing anything. The respawn cost of the trapdoors is 6, same as wood ants, I think. I think they're pretty much the cost wise they're exactly the same as the wood ants. I tested ants versus whip spider when making the tier list, assuming cost was 80. It costed 50% more than the black ants to kill the whip spider because they jumped into the claws. Yeah, that's a good point. The trapjaws actually have an inherent weakness to the whip spider because the whip spider is powerful in the mid range, and when they jump backwards, that causes them to be able to be targeted by its most powerful attack. Interesting one, that, isn't it? That's why I find it so difficult to it's so difficult to actually. I just want to make sure that gets picked up. Yeah, it's so difficult to actually work out which ants are better than the other, just straight up, because there is no straight up answer. It's so circumstantial based on what you're fighting. When I was balancing the stats, that's the cost and the food cost of things and the point value they give, I used black ants for small things, leafcutter mages for larger enemies. So it was like, how many leafcutter mages would it take to kill this? How many black ants would it take to kill this? I also used leafcutter mages for anything that did AoE damage, because I don't think it was fair using black ants for that, because they get wiped out by that. Okay. I think I'm going to save the rest of my food. So we're going to go meet up here. Maybe you should add army ant mages in case you can increase the food cost for it. Try to make it a bit hard on this side mission, otherwise the game is over soon if they're overpowered buff attack and attack speed. I don't think I'm going to have army ants in this level. I do intend to have them in some other levels, but in this one I wanted to keep it just an interesting setup for trapjaws. Mostly because I want to introduce players playing as trapjaws separate from introducing them playing as army ants. I think give them both their own spotlight. Where are they going? Where are they going? That was weird. They all just left. Maybe they picked up food. Do they have food? Maybe they have really small items of food. Yeah, they do. Okay. They must have picked up really small items of food that I couldn't see. We will do some level where players can play as army ants as well. But I'm going to give them... I'm going to do it slowly, one at a time. Oh, yeah, you're right. The little spiders do drop food. That'll be what I couldn't see, because the little spiders are so small. Is that food stuck in the wall? Okay. Food stuck in the wall. Right, moving on. Why does that food think it's in the wall? See the green outline there? That means it thinks it's in the wall. Yeah, the army ants are up. Yeah, I'd like to do something like that with army ants. Something based around their natural behaviour. A fog of war might be fun with them. Maybe like a fog of war, and you get a level where you've got scouts as well, and scouts are like army ants with really long range, really long visual range. Yeah, that food thinks it's stuck in wall as well, in the wall as well. That's really odd. It's nowhere near a wall. I can understand that one, but that one's just nowhere near a wall. Oh. Okay, so next. I'm going to have to think about this. Jumping spiders, possibly. I think these 3 spiny devils here, though, is probably the way to go. Actually, let's not go straight for it. Two of them are still going to this point here. Oh well. We've started the attack now. It's only one. Should start to see the thorns effect kicking in. I think Matt added something for it. Yeah, there's like a crown of thorns style thing that goes around them, I think. It was hard to see, so I might mention to him. Thorns effect needs to be more visible. Oh, harvest resource invalid. Interesting. Oh, well, that's a bug. Does the jumping move have a countdown? Yeah, it's got a cooldown. It's I'll have to look at the file again. Oh, no, I can actually look on the ants themselves, I think. So should have collection properties. I think it's probably further up than that. Maybe not. Abilities. Okay, so here it is. Trapdoor escape. 8-second cooldown. Which heals the trapdoor for every 0.2 seconds. It heals for 4 for 1.5 seconds. That doesn't add up, does it? I wonder if one of the ticks doesn't happen. There's a glitch with Fog of War setting in free play where it flickers on and off if when your ants are there. What do you mean? What how does that glitch? How do you replicate that glitch? Is it when you've got a big army or something? Probably don't want to attack them yet. What do you think about the fact of army ants? They're almost blind, which kind of makes sense. Some creatures will stop moving when army ants finding food. Oh yeah, I've seen the documentaries about that. They just fake, well, just stay still, and the slightest movement will give them away. So they've just got to stay still as all this army's walking around them. I'll probably want to get some wood ants now, because as soon as I hit the enemies which come in mass, I'm going to want a few level 3 wood ants, I think. I don't think I want to go there yet. So if I'm not going there, where am I going? Jumping spiders is an option. Harvestman's an option. I don't think they'll give much food, but they might actually be the right call. So they don't actually do that much damage. That woodlouse really, it's hiding really well. It's not going to be far off attacking them, actually. Oh, you risky bugger. Right, so we should be fine here, I think, to go straight in, because they'll stun, but I think they'll all probably stun at the same time, and then the stuns will be over and we'll just be able to wipe them out. Did I underestimate them? I might have done. Well, that one's had enough. He's off. Started happening after loaded save world. So it doesn't flicker when you first start, but re-entering it will make it happen. Okay, so if I create a free play game, save it, and then reload it, that should trigger it to happen, should it? I'll have a look. Oh, it's hiding. Don't chase it in there. Clever bugger. Oh, not so clever anymore. Not so clever anymore. Yeah, there's plenty of ants in real life that have sting abilities. They tend to do a combination of biting and stinging. I think we're going to focus on when with particularly with the fire ants. I think their attack animation will focus on sting look. Like it'll look like they're stinging because they army ants are very much stingers. I know lots of other ants are as well, but we've got to make decisions with the game. Okay, I may have spent too much cash there. I will just deal with these. I don't think the jumping spiders are going to give me much trouble. Apart from the fact they run off. I forgot they do that. Right. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not too bad anymore. Don't want to do whip spiders yet. Not even the little ones. The little ones will do enough damage to cause problems. I actually think this is probably going to be the easiest. And then I might do these spiders. I want to see when I take these on, see if it speeds the game up. Because I think there's some sort of bug going on here. Yeah. Fool of a spider. Oh, one of my workers went all the way around then. Oh, wait for the spray attack. Everyone's confused. Yay. There we go. Probably justify purchasing a couple more tiles now. I should probably start my wood ant empire. Yeah, that was one dedicated worker. Like I'll fight my way through this pack, and I'll impress the hive mind. It'll love me. Okay, here we go. I don't think we'll have much trouble with the spiders. I think we'll be able to just destroy them quickly. I may have been wrong. Go on, kill it, kill it, kill it. Yes. Well, that was terrifying. Oh god, look how far it's run out. Oh, we got to commit. We got to commit to. Yeah, we got it. We got it. God, that was harder than I thought it was going to be. So far, I think this is slightly too easy for hard mode. That said, I haven't won it yet. And there's in hard mode there's an extra. Oh God, how did I get there? In hard mode there is an extra whip spider to deal with, like a little one there. In the loving embrace of the big one. Yeah, maybe I should have turned foraging off there. Oh, speaking of foraging, my food stores are full. I say this is a very chilled out level, so I'm not in a... You're not under any time pressure. Oh, that's tempting, but I think there's too many. I think there's too many. Maybe here, actually. I actually think Trapdoors would work very well against wood ants. Yeah, let's give that one a go. I've got enough cash to fail anyway. No, don't do it. Don't do it, man. Oh, that was close. Thought he was going for it then. Do you use Trapdoor ants? Yeah, in this level there's Trapdoor ants. It's the first level we're going to introduce with Trapdoor ants. It's just it's a side level, so it's not these ones are Trapdoors. We still haven't got the right name, the right icon for them. You call this mission Hell Maze. Why? Well, it's a side mission. Basically looks like a maze. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Its official name's Aggrandise. Which is to grow bigger. Yeah, they weren't too bad. Monster House. Okay. Decisions. I didn't actually notice a performance increase after killing the spiders, so never mind. Here, maybe? It might be time for that. Army Ant Bunch looks terrifying. It's a lot of fish. I need to find my way to that yet. Actually, these very soon as well. I don't think this area is going to be that bad at all, actually. Oh, I forgot that the wood ants are bad against this, isn't it? Bad idea. I'll just keep healing. Oh, waste of cash. Right, just harvest. Let's not actually fight the thing. Okay, let's not go near that yet. Not until I've got more damage. I need to deal damage quick in order to deal with that. Right, let's get out of there. Whilst we're here, we may as well clean this area up. I'll do these 2 sections. Not going into there. Mantis resist acid. This is from your testing. The levels are, it's different. It's more of a puzzle than normal levels. So rather than I mean, the skill really comes from deciding what you want to attack next. This is on hard mode, set to hard mode, and I've no idea how well I'm going to do. I think you'll only actually know how well you've done when you go to fight the final whip spider, because it's going to cost a lot of resources to do that. Yeah, the trapdoor ants, when they're damaged, they leap backwards and heal. So they use their jaws, they flick themselves backwards out of combat and heal up a bit. So they're like self-healing ants. And because they flick themselves backwards, they also take themselves out of danger. So they've got more health than they appear to have. So yeah, if you keep an eye on them in this next conflict. So that one, there we are, he jumped backwards and he's healed up now. These are the these have got an ability that they flee. So that's why my ants keep running away. The spray causes them to run away. Which is allowing these to get at my wood ants. But I think I've got this. So keep an eye on him. When his health gets... Oh, he got flea effect put on him. There we are. Jump backwards, healing up. Will there ever be a healing nursery tile that heals ants? That's an interesting one. What if something like level 3 food tiles did that? I'm going to write that down. I think that's a really good idea. Like, just food tiles at level 3. If you put ants on them, they heal slowly. Actually, it wouldn't even be that hard to implement. You could even do it so, like, at level 1, it gave them a really tiny heal. At level 2, it gave them slightly more. And at level 3, it gave them slightly more. I really like that one. Hello, Round Dumpling. Good to have you with us. We're giving one of the monthly levels that are going to be releasing with they're going to start rolling out with the free play update. We're testing those levels now. Okay, so what's next? Oh, my music player's just died. Time to switch to my phone. Okay. Then I'm going to flip back to doing Trapdoor ants soon. We're going to take on this area next, so I'll move stuff into that area. Well, the new free play levels have woodcutter ants as an option. Oh, you mean leafcutter ants? Woodcutter ants. Yeah, all free play levels you'll be able to play as leafcutters. I've implemented a system. Actually, we'll go take a look at that next after I've finished this level on hard. I'll jump into a free play level and we'll take a look. I'm not sure what the state of it is. Actually, I can't. The surface movement's still broken. I'm gonna have to. We'll have to come back to that. Can't do that. Back to the original plan of doing the other underground stuff. Liam's working on the surface movement at the minute. And they've done something with the overground surface tunnels, and they work differently now, just like the ramps do. It's all kind of been amalgamated into a single system. So we'll have to have a look at that. I'm not sure what to do here. It's a bit tricky because actually these are pretty much blind. Like hermit crabs have a really short aggro range. So what we should probably do is just take on the beach tiger beetles, wait for one to walk out into the corridor again, then go hammer it. But we've got to be far enough away from and wait till the hermit crabs are out of the way as well so we don't start attacking them. There, if I can just... Go on. Down the corridor. Run. Oh no, there's two of them. There's two of them. We don't attack. Okay, we've got one. We got one. Perfect. Oh no, the other one's coming. Ah. I forgot how dangerous beach tiger beetles are. Nearly got it. Wait for my army to respawn. A bit harder mode than Insane, where the bugs can eat and heal by doing so. Healing's one of those abilities you got to be careful with. I need this one back in the corridor. I know what you mean though. Your ants actually do heal. No, looks like we're attacking the other one now. Oh, that went well. Your ants actually heal really slowly anyway. But other creatures in the map don't. Yeah, they heal. Let's have a look. health per second. 0.1 health per second. Apparently something has 1 health per second. Queen. The queen heals for one health per second. Oh dear. Let's get my answer out back a bit. Go, charge! No, attack off, combat off. Okay. Combat back on. Okay. Then we're good. Turn combat off again. Just ignore them. Ignore them. Nothing to see here. We're just a bunch of ants carrying food through your territory. Nothing to see. So yeah, it looks like all ants heal at 0.1 health per second. Actually, we can probably kill them. It's only this one that's ended up here. So 0.1 health per second is 1 health every 10 seconds, which is, yep, 6 health a minute. Well done. The fountain of knowledge you are. I have actually an idea for healing nursery. If you lead a group of ants into a food chamber, each 5 seconds it will take 1 food to heal an ant. That's something good. You must pay the cost for it. So yeah, you could do that. I have to work out how you'd implement that. Also, whether I want it to work that way. The problem would be ants that are just standing around the nursery would eventually steal food from it. Maybe you make it something like if they're standing on a food tile for 10 seconds, they consume 1 food and heal for like they heal up fully or something like that. I don't know. I need to put some thought into it, but I like the idea of food chambers healing ants slowly. I think that's a really good idea. I don't know if I want to go any more complicated than that. That might be just adding unnecessary complications to it. Right, these guys are horrible. They're the large ones. They heal and all sorts, so I probably don't want to attack them for a while. In fact, I probably want to get the fish next. Yeah, fish next. Or could go back over here. Just going to open my window a bit wider. Because it's actually really warm in here. Let's have a think about it. Should the black ants get a new ability for the balance? Because they'll probably be better ants than and they will be useless. I don't think the black ants are ever going to be useless because they're actually really quite strong once they've got their upgrades. Right, let's go take these on. This is going to be painful, isn't it? Okay, there's 2 more cropped up. Actually, it's not too bad at all. Oh, it's gone back. It's burrowed back in. let's finish this one off. With the fire ants coming in, fire ants are slightly unique, so they're not. I don't know. I don't think they'll do any more damage than the black ants. But what I want to kind of emphasize with fire ants is that they're very numerous, but also that they do a lot of stinging. So their basic attack is going to be a venom based attack. So they'll be similar-ish to black ants in one way, but their attack's venom based. So they'll kind of have a unique niche in the section of them. But also at level 3, there's going to be you're going to get 2 ants per tile. I came up with some other ideas for them as well. In fact, what we could do next in stream is go over the stuff that I've been looking at for fire ants, and none of it's final. It's a work in progress, but we'll see what you think about the design philosophy for the fire ant units, specifically in the Formicarium, because I've come up with ideas for all their abilities and whatnot. Can't remember whether I came up with ideas for their minor improvements yet. But I've come up with ideas for all their other stuff. Okay. I'm gonna open up an area here to speed up this carrying. Got my workers attacking the problem from both sides. Yes, I do have too much food. I need to spend it more often. Then again, this level allows me to spend my food slowly, because there's no pressure in this level. It's all about decision making. And the way you lose is by running out of food and the whip spider still being alive. I suppose you could argue that you could kill the whip spider with the free worker you get, but I don't actually think you could, because it would kill the worker before it reached it. So you can lose this level by getting to a point where you can't win it. My food stores are full again. You know, I'm going to upgrade the middle food store tile. Bye. Someone's going. Never ever underestimate black ant hordes. Think of hordes from Clash Royale. Yeah. Venom stacks, which increasing the damage of venom over time, John. There are things which do increase the damage of venom. Venom's not necessarily a damage over time, though. It's just damage type. You can get damage over time abilities from physical as well. For example, the Spiny Devils do an AoE which causes a physical damage over time, causes like a bleed effect on things. How are we doing? Still plenty of that fish left to harvest. I'm gonna be focusing on the trapdoors from here on out, because they're better than the wood ants for dealing with the final boss. Thankfully, the huge whip spider doesn't heal. Be careful I don't spend all the food. I need to start being careful about spending here. Okay, I'll stop there. Okay, so I guess we're coming over here next. I don't think we'll have trouble with over here. There goes the fish. In my test at level 1, it took 96 trapdoors to kill the huge whip spider. 100 for black ants, 80 for mortar. Could spam mortars. That might actually be the best tactic in this. I'm definitely not going to get up to 90, although they're not level 1, are they? My trapdoors are level 3 now, mostly. So hopefully that will mean they can survive a single attack from the whip spider. Hope this isn't a mistake. I actually think these things will benefit from the bottleneck better than my ants will. Got them anyway. What's the damage value of the whip spider, the huge one? Let me have a look. It's got a huge range of abilities, so I'd have to look at the abilities themselves. I think its most deadly ability is called Lunge, and it's in the mid range, and that does a large area AoE damage. That's the one where he like claps his jaws, or his clippers, or whatever they're called. Whip spider, lunge, which is within 400 and 500 range. So it's only a small range. It's got damage of 70. Damage of 70. Will my trapjaws survive? What did I say? They've got 90 health at level 3. So yeah, my trapjaws would survive one hit from that. It's got a radius of 120. So 120 is about... I believe each tile's 100 radius. So 120 is about there. So it's quite a big radius with for that attack. Sorry, I've covered Twitch up in stats. There's a stat sheet for all creatures somewhere on Steam. Let's look Disco Forum. You just have to search. Yeah, it's I uploaded the stat sheet just for people who really wanted to stat crunch. But you have to bear in mind the stat sheets. There's a stat sheet for the creature's stats, the basic stats, but then the creatures also have abilities, and that's on a separate sheet. And they also have and the abilities have effects associated with them. So an ability that caused a damage over time, you'd have to check the effect that was linked to that ability on the effects stat sheet. So it's not simple to follow, but if you've got some time, you can track down what does what. One of the things that's not on the sheet is the true attack speed. And that's because the actual attack speed is tied to the attack animation, and that information isn't on the sheets. So you kind of have to look at the animation. Most creatures have a set animation time for the attack. So like the sheets, for example, do have an attack speed on them, but that's just one is 100% speed of their animation. Good old stats. Why don't we give an idea about adding encyclopedia to know about the creatures in the game? Oh yeah, that's this thing up here, the grey button that's been there forever. That's the wiki of the Undergrowth, but it's empty. Well, it's not completely empty, but it's pretty much just got like test information in it. But yeah, we've had that. We've planned to make that for ages, but it just keeps getting pushed back. There's other things take priority. Right, I guess we're going for. Could do the army ants. I think we've got enough to deal with the army ants now. Maybe we don't. Fear the army ants. Right, I'm gonna up my food storage capacity because I think the final fight is gonna require a couple of respawns. I probably want to get to at least 1,000 food by the end. I think I'm going to deal with these spiders next. That's that harvest resource invalid thing happening again. I need to figure out where that is, because as soon as that happens once, the ants should make the decision not to harvest it. Something's wrong there. So it should only come at once, and then I think it basically happens when a harvest resource runs out of resources the moment an ant's decided to harvest from it. So it's fairly rare, but not that rare. Oh, resources I miss. Yeah, that it is something I've thought about. Having a wiki, having the in-game wiki draw from the internet. Although I do worry about that. But I could do that. I think I could do that. Maybe if we create entries for everything and then we allow users to, like, allow you to show additional information that's pulled in from elsewhere. I don't know. Yeah, it's true. The I do suspect the wiki is going to be one of the later things we do, but we'll see. We might find time to do it. Oh, we're well over 1,000 food storage now. Right, I may as well go for these spiders whilst I'm here. Rip my creatures. Oh, we should be alright. There's enough ants now. I wonder if I can pull one away from the others, or wait till one is away from the others before I go in. There's still currently some movement glitches to do with the oh well, so much for pulling one away from the others. God, they're so painful. Oh, that's gone terribly. Oh, look at that. I barely hurt them. And as soon as I start fighting again, he's going to heal back up. That was a bad idea. I wonder if that's killed me. That might have actually killed me. Maybe we should do the crickets. See, the whip spiders are probably not a bad call. Make sure you don't get overstressed. Unless it gets worse, affect your health. It's alright. Don't worry. I'm not overstressing myself. I appreciate the concern, but I'm not overstressing myself. There's plenty going on in my life at the minute. With having my daughter and all that. I don't work outside of work hours. Because I've got to make dinner and look after my daughter and all that. And then later in the evenings, I do find time to play games as well. So don't worry, I'm not just stressing myself out with work. I do have a fairly good balance. I know I've been tired recently, very tired recently. We spoke about it on stream yesterday, but that's just a temporary thing with my daughter being ill. Just had a cough. I'm actually pretty good today. She slept very well last night, which has been rare over the. Oh God! Don't harvest food. Which has been pretty rare over the past week because of her cough. She's really not been sleeping well. God, only 200 food from these. Not 230. Go on, harvest away now. I'm not sure if these wolf spiders are actually worth fighting, you know. They do give a lot of food though. You need like 12 level 3 trapdoors to kill one wolf spider, according to my test. Yeah, but the I think the problem stacks though, because there's 3 of them. If there was just one and I had 12, that'd be fine. But I think having I think the oh dear. I think because they're healing and my ants can't focus on the single one, it's the problem's kind of increasing exponentially. Okay. So I don't think this pack's going to be easy at all, because even the little whip spiders cause AoE. That's alright. We got him. We got this under control. Oh, that's a lot of food right there. Good to have you with us, Robo Boy. See you next time. Thought the sounds were from the neighbour. Oh, you mean the screaming baby? No, that's my baby girl. They've been hard and insane. You just need to force people to use rapid fire and stun. Yeah, where's it crowd control? Yeah, just on insane mode, it's automatically rapid fire. Currently, I've just made it so on insane there's reduced food, and also there's an extra whip spider with the enemy. There's reduced food. I've got to work out whether that's actually enough, because I'm playing on hard at the minute, and it's... Oop, damn it. I just dropped my phone on the floor there. It's alright though. I'm not sure if less food is been enough. I kind of feel like I need some more difficulty. As much as the level's chilled, I don't think I've encountered... again, I really shouldn't judge the difficulty until we get to the whip spider at the end. It's a long level, this one. How long have I been playing for? Probably about an hour and a quarter. I'm not done yet. Oh, shortcut. Oh, that's the AoE from them. Forgot they do the bleed AoE. Ow. Yeah, that hurt. It's alright though. I had enough resources to fight through it. That's actually quite a hefty. He's going to take him on with a. Yeah, the wood ants are currently the only ant in the game that has an AOE. But it does. I have noticed that with the wood ants, you can kill the with the AOE wood ants, you can kill stupidly large packs of creatures. And they're really quite damaging as well. So I think wood ants are always going to have a place in an army in this game. Right, so not much stuff left to kill. May as well attempt this. $400 is probably enough for the respawn. Though I do need to start saving up for the final fight. Oh, that AoE. Ow. You know what I should have done? I should have sent a small pack of workers in first or something. To trigger that AoE. Although I probably want to get in there as fast as possible because if I can avoid the... See, the thorns thing's a bit weird. It's only appearing on top of certain things. Oh, kill it before it triggers. Oh, it triggered. You're gonna die. Oh, I survived. Painful. You're right, Danny Young. Good to have you with us. Leafcutter Major is better in this level. They tank those damn bleeds. Yeah, it's true. But do I really want to give the player the best combination to deal with everything? There'll be plenty of opportunities to play with Leafcutter Majors in other levels. I do look forward to doing another Leafcutter level for the monthly levels. Okay, so I think the net gain from that fight was about 200. So it actually wasn't great. I think this doesn't look too bad. Or maybe I should do the army ants next. Well, I don't think I'm going to bother with these spiders because I don't think whatever they drop is not going to be worth it. I think it'd be worth taking on the spiders if it wasn't in such an enclosed area. But the problem's going to be that when I get in there, there's a possibility. I just thought something that might work. Maybe I should take on these spiders as well. So if I turn combat off, move in, then turn it on again, we'll hopefully get past the blockade at the door. Yeah, let's give that a go. Although these spiders aren't the big ones, so... There we are. Oh, well, that was close actually. I don't actually know if that's going to end up worth it. Well, oh, yeah, I haven't even killed them yet. I think losses from that fight so far have been 150, roughly. So it should be worth it in the end, considering these are pretty much dead. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Yeah, fix the funnel web spiders. You'll notice that they've faded out correctly. What was wrong with that was that actually we've never had a situation in the game before where the funnel web spiders start untunneled. I know you're doing free play, but they're a completely separate object and they're set up in a different manner anyway. Okay, this fight was well worth it. So basically, they weren't registering themselves because they're meant to register themselves when they're tunneled out. I'm not actually sure if I'm actually going to end up building those. Yeah, we've got plenty of space here. So it's this AoE that's going to wreck us. Although I think because we're all level 3, they've all actually survived. Oh no, they haven't all survived it. Some of them survived it. Weird squeaking. The blooming woodlouse really did make its escape, didn't it? I think I am going to take these on. I think I will be able to do it now. As long as I walk past the blockade at the door. Oh. Tile problem. I need to take a screenshot of that and send it to Matt. I find it funny that those bugs still come up. Just you need the food from the woodlouse to win. The enemy will be on like 1 health, and I'll have I'll have no ants left. So if only I could respawn 1 ant. Okay, combat off. In I go. Combat on. Yeah, so that's looking better because I've got more creatures in. So hopefully this will fall, and once one's gone, everything else should be a bit easier. Yeah, there we go. And that's been worth 600 food, so that'll definitely be worth doing. Right, we're nearly there. We're nearly for the big. We're nearly ready for the big finale. Said I wouldn't get these. There they are. I bought them. Allow me to upgrade a few more to level 3. No, let's not do that yet. We'll do that once I've attacked these, just in case my ants decide to go that way. So I have to attack them. I'm not going to click links whilst streaming. But I'll take a look after. How strong are the trapdoors? They're stronger than black ants. They do more damage. Yeah, they gain health and damage quite rapidly. Right, let's... Oh god, the fight's already started. Don't want to let the... Hopefully the AoE should melt these. Yeah. That was easy. Okay, I'm just going to grab this food as well. I think the woodlouse. God, it really is sticking close, isn't it? It doesn't want to be picked off. Alright, it's time for the finale, I believe. Well, you're dicing with death, mate. Just letting the guys with food through. Okay, here goes nothing. Ah! Charge! Well, there goes all my wood ants. Right, I think rather than just letting them suicide, I think the correct thing to do here is to let them build up a little bit and then send the next lot in. Particularly if I can... Right, the little one's dead. Oh, we're getting there. I think we got this. How much food we want? Yeah, we got this. Got a nice backlog of food stored up. Woo! Right, yeah. I still need to do the ending animation, obviously. Right, so I think for hard mode that was slightly too easy. I'm not sure what to do about it yet. It's not a Formicarium level, obviously, so that's wrong. So hard needs to be harder. Reward Formicarium rewards showing up. Cool. Actually, I'm not sure. Well, the mortar made earlier in the level easier, but I don't know how much difference they were making there. Maybe they were, because it's not an AOE fight, that one. Yeah, you're probably right. The wolf spiders are horrific when the large wolf spiders when they get in a group. Okay. So we got some feedback on that level. I've got some tasks I need to do there. I'll maybe go through that later. I'm gonna talk for a little bit about fire ants. So let me find my design document. Finish him. And we'll have a think about what the fire ants are up to. Where's this document? So I've actually had a couple of design sessions on these fire ants now. I'm fairly happy with what's been come up with the fire ants. So we'll see what you think. Ha. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the achievements are pretty much ready now. So when the next patch comes out, they'll definitely come out with it. I set them up for every level actually. I tested some of them. I haven't tested them all, so they'll have to be properly tested. Where will the fire ant map be? Yeah, tropical so stuff. Asia, Australia left. The thing about fire ants is it could actually be anywhere because they can be very invasive. We do have a plan for that, but we're not ready to announce that one yet. Okay, so I've got a note on the general philosophy is they're known for their stings and their numerousness. and their ability to build rafts and bridges from their own bodies. I said the game should reflect this. And their attack is mostly a sting that causes paralysis. So fire ants mostly grip onto their prey and sting them. Achievement wise, you'll get some of them unlocked automatically. Unfortunately, I didn't store whether you've completed it on insane or anything like that, so you'll have to redo the level difficulty. I can unlock the normal mode for everyone that's done it, because that's stored in your save files. However, the difficulty that you played it on, you'll have to do that again to get the achievement. But there's also achievements which are part of that part of that level, which are separate. So they're like special achievements, such as completing the level in a certain amount of time on normal mode. Maybe not harvest like level 1-1, the insane achievement. So in insane mode, you have to make the last 10 creatures you tunnel out be wood lices. So basically, you have to tunnel out the final set of enemies, and then tunnel out the 10 wood lice. So you can actually eat the 10 wood lice and use it as part of the level, but you kind of got to do it as a bit of a juggling act. Oh, that's noisy. There's also an achievement for having it on insane with challenge mode. There's a task achievement for that as well. I can't remember what they are. They're to do with the mole crickets though. Anyway, you'll see when they come about. Okay, so fire ants. The fire ants will have less variety than we've had recently. Oh yeah, so in the levels, you're just going to have two types of fire ant, workers and soldiers. So in the individual levels. So the levels will be designed in a way that you've got to split groups and whatnot in order to succeed. Level 3. At level 3, the fire ant tiles will be able to produce 2 fire ants. So you'll if you get them to level 3, you'll have double the amount of fire ants. So that's kind of falling in line with the fantasy that they're very numerous. So they're 2 types. Hang on, let's go over their general abilities to start with. I've got Fire Ant Sting. They do a Venom melee attack, which gives them their own space in the hierarchy of things. The attack will hit hard, but they will not have very high health. So they're fairly low health creatures, hard hitting, low health. I've put a note in here that this will cause issues with endgame because AoEs will just wipe them out. So I'm considering coming up with ways to protect them from AoEs potentially. Will the double fire ants also be at level 3? It's only at level 3, so a level 3 tile will produce 2 fire ants. And yeah, the extra fire ant will be level 3. So you'll get 2 level 3 fire ants. Although I don't think level 3 will be as big a jump as it is with other creatures. So between level 1 and 2, it'll probably be a fairly large stat jump. And at level 3, it'll be a fairly small stat jump, but doubling the amount of ants. So I've got a note about, like I said, the AoE resistance. I'm debating whether to actually introduce a stat into the game, which is AoE resistance, and that reduces the damage of AoE attacks. Alternatively, I could give them like a chance to dodge AoE attacks or something like that. I haven't properly thought that one out yet. There's just ideas I'm playing with in my head to make them useful against creatures with AoE, at least somewhat useful. Although they should still be weakish to them, I just don't want them being absolutely slaughtered by one creature's AoE attack. Okay, so the two types of them are pervasive, which is hatching is free if the egg's been on the tile for more than a minute. So basically, if the fire ants are if you don't lose any fire ants for a minute and then you send them all in, the hatch that comes off the tile should be free. And also the other one, which should promote some interesting play styles like your attack weight. The other one I've got down is vigorous, which is you get a buff. They get a buff for 5 minutes when hatching, which is attack damage, speed, and health. So that one promotes a completely different style of play. So you would so as soon as your fire ants hatch, you want to send them into attack. It kind of promotes a more swarm style play. Well, not as soon as, but within 5 minutes of them hatching, you want to send them into attack. Okay, coming back to chat. You just need to nerf the wood ants smaller range and change the splash damage. Smaller range will change the splash damage. The problem is changing something like that now does toy with the balance of the individual levels. I'm always looking at it, like thinking about it and looking at it. I think, like I was saying, the concept of an AoE resist might be a good one, and it might be worth putting it on quite a few creatures, or maybe as an option for quite a few creatures. I'm constantly toying with the idea in my head. I know what you mean. Like the level 3 mortar ants can rip through enemies once you got enough of them, just because there is so much damage coming in. And in the leaf cutter levels, we sort of a few of the enemies I've introduced are kind of designed to combat that a bit, like the whip spiders were, so they're more powerful in the mid range. So if you come up against a whip spider, they should be hard to kill with mortar wood ants. Should be. I don't know whether it's actually worked out in practice. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Okay, some upgrade ideas I've got down. Okay, so last laugh and last stand. So there'd be the two options. The last laugh is on death, the fire ant deals a significant amount of damage to the attacker. So like I think what this would look like is they do like a sting as they died. So basically as your fire ants are dying, they're dealing huge chunks of damage back to the attackers. And last stand is upon reaching 0 health, the fire ant survives for a further 5 seconds with reduced stats. So basically, it will allow them to tank for 5 seconds. When they hit 0 health. It's Cancel giving the idea to John. He started having a headache. I'm not sure how it's going to behave in practice. We'll have to see. It's one of those things though. You could always reduce it to like 2 seconds or 1 second if 5 seconds was really too powerful. And it might be. You might find that surviving for 5 seconds when you hit 0 health is just too powerful. So you want to change it to 1 second or 2 seconds. But it's one of those things that's going to have to be balanced during testing, because the simple fact is that it's really difficult to know how abilities like this will affect everything, like all aspects of the game. We'll see. Okay, and the other ideas, the other upgrade I've got down is paralysis and evasive. So paralysis reduces the target's attack speed for 2 seconds. Reduces the target's attack speed by 30%. It says when for 2 seconds each attack. I don't know what I mean by that. I was clearly tired when I wrote it. I think the when's not meant to be there. So reduces the attack speed of your target by 30% for 2 seconds each time you attack them. So you're reducing the attack speed of what you're attacking. And evasive is a 30% chance to take no damage when hit. So the workers have an evasive ability where they've got a 90% chance to take no damage when hit. The wood ant one is a 30%. Not wood ant, the fire ant one is a 30%. And for minor improvements, I've got health, piercing, physical damage reduction, and movement speed. I think they're common ones, fairly common. They're on other things as well. So yeah, they're the abilities that I'm thinking at the moment for the fire ants. I'll implement them, and then during testing we'll see what happens. Right. So for the final bit of this stream, I'm going to open Holdout Extreme and try playing it and try and figure out where we got to. Don't think I made any changes to that level, so there won't be real changes. So let those fire ant ideas stew over in your head. They're not necessarily final, and certainly the numbers on them are all open to change, and they will change during testing, during the beta test. Yeah, we totally intend to have fire ant bridges in the game. I'm not sure about rafts, but bridges are certainly planned. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a bit of a. I need to put some starting food down, because we've got randomized. We've got randomized underground tunnels. However, they've all got enemies in, so I need to put some starting food down. Not sure how much starting food I should give the player. Computer's having a moment. I think I figured out what causes that, you know. I think when I open one of these folders, it tries to gather information from all of these objects that's in the folder. So it takes it a while to sort itself out again. Now we come back to chat. Naval battle. What? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the new holdout style map. It starts very basic, but there's tunnelers that spawn in to open up new routes in your nest. The underground areas are randomized each time you run it. Either way, I need to add in. It's when I move my mouse over these, you know. That's interesting. I wonder if that's like an Unreal Engine bug, that moving your mouse over that panel slows things down. Anyway, let me just grab a random seed out of here. Then I don't need to go back into that panel. Love Holdout can get to wave 90 to 94. I've never got that far, so you'll have to. I'll have to take your word for it. I was having a look at this map because I forgot where I got to with it. It looks like I've got to the point where I've spawned loads of waves. Okay, that'll do for now. Let me have a look at the wave spawning. I can't actually remember what I've done with it. Okay. So it looks like I've designed 27 waves. In the other holdout map, it was just a set of 3 different types of enemies. I'm not sure what I've done with this one. Actually, looks like I've designed them. Yeah, I think I wanted it so you could predict the waves in this one, but they're very different. Maybe what I should do is have it get to a certain point, and then after that point, just randomize the waves so you can keep going. Right, well, how much food? I don't actually know how much food's there. The quickest way of finding out is probably actually to just play the level. And the idea is as well, as you play, you get... That's probably about right-ish. You unlock points, so you can then unlock different creatures to play again. And hopefully you can get further with more complicated armies. Okay, so I've run out of food there. Think about randomized underground. The trouble with randomizing the underground is the only sensible food source I've got to tunnel into seems to be this one. So yeah, there's a lot of tweaking needed to be done to this map. Maybe what I should do is have near your nest, make sure there's a few that are empty, or we've only got like one creature in. Oh my god. Well, that's me dead. Yeah, that's me dead. I'm not gonna let that play out because I know I'm dead there. And we've run it a couple of times. I just want to see what happens with the randomized food sources. I think there needs to be a lot more randomized food for a start. I don't think there's nearly enough. There never seems to be enough at the bottom either. There seems to be plenty on the left and the right, but the bottom seems to be empty. Okay, a few have appeared on the bottom there. Okay, we're going to put easier ones right near your nest. That's why there's fewer at the bottom. It's because fewer points at the bottom. I remember what I was doing as well, because the tunneler's roots, there's a reason why there's wide open areas there. It's because the tunnelers, and I didn't want them tunneling through the enemies. Maybe they should be able to. Right, so this one's new, so I need to add that into the... Just the caverns. It's here, right? Yeah. So I've added one in. Okay, so I guess next what I want is, that's what, cavern gen points? So it'd be easy cavern gen points. Okay, so there's a set of points right near the player. I suppose I can put them up here as well. Okay, I'm going to end the stream in 15 minutes. So we'll probably, in that time, we'll probably manage to get the easy caverns spawning, hopefully. And the easy caverns are going to have a lot of food in, not many enemies. 1 or 0 enemies. Just to give the player an easier start. This is one of those issues that's that comes with randomizing stuff. See, in Holdout, nothing's random, which means replayability slightly less. I mean, you still do want to replay it so you can improve. However, it makes up for it by balance. The levels balanced very well around around its parameters. So yeah, we shall see. I'm hoping these monthly levels provide an interesting challenge for people. I think they will. It's always the worry in the back of my mind that they're not going to be interesting enough. But I guess if they're not, we just abandon them. I think they will be. I think people will enjoy them. I hope they do, because I'm putting quite a bit of effort in. Although, like I say, I haven't really balanced them yet, because this is the first time I can actually balance any of them, because the movement code's been so broken. And we're getting really close with it. It really should see an improvement in performance by the end. Okay. So this is it doing the random caverns. Total cavern food. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put an input into this, which will be spawn easy caverns. So if we're doing easy caverns, if easy caverns is true, I need more space for this. We go that road, else we go that road. So instead of that cavern, we use chosen caverns. Right, what's total cavern food set to? Alright, I've got some sort of easy, normal, hard and insane. I didn't realise I had that. Okay. Looks like... I wonder what we're set to. God, I got further with this level than I thought I did. We're set to insane. No wonder we're struggling with food. I still think we should have the easy caverns as well. So an extra layer of caverns which will always spawn within a sensible distance from the player to get us off the ground. So the easy caverns are going to have a much smaller spawn radius, about half what the other one does, because there's a lot of points and they're very close together. I want them to be near the player. Okay, so this is placing food and creatures. Right, food to creature ratio. I guess in the easy caverns, all it is the food to creature ratio is different. So do I want the easy caverns to always have... Okay, so it looks like food to creature ratio on insane. I'm assuming that's 1.5. Oh, I don't really know. Easy. So I probably want this at 0.1, I guess. And easy cavern can just have a set one. Infinite loot protection. Yes. Yes, that's to be fair, I think there's very little chance of that ever kicking in. I think that would only kick in if it randomly selected the same area to spawn creatures each time. I don't think it's ever happened because the area that it can spawn stuff is so wide in the caverns. Okay, so I want to have a look for this really. It's only actually ever used once, but I want to make a chosen I think that should work. Okay, so the other thing left to do then is set this total cavern food value. Okay, so it looks like total cavern food, it's actually really low on insane. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So we'll set that here. We might make this harder or easier based on the difficulty, but I'm not sure yet. Let's give 1000 in the easy caverns. Just to test. See how that does. It might just muck up. Hopefully it'll work because the stream is ending after this, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm just saving. It's not hasn't come up, but it is saving. Okay, so it looks to me like the easy caverns are triggering, but the number of creatures in them is higher than I thought it would be. How does the food to creature ratio work? Okay, so the food to creature ratio gets multiplied by the food left to spawn, and that decides the creatures left to spawn. By the look of it though, a really small food to creature ratio should cause hardly any enemies. But if I do 0.01, theoretically that should cause a lot less creatures to spawn. I want there to pretty much be 1 or 2 in each of these starting caverns. I might have to go deeper into what it all means if this doesn't work. This looks promising. Okay, it looks like I've got 1 with 2, 1 with 3, and 1 with 4. Maybe that's 1 as well with 4. That might be alright though. I'll run it again a couple of times. See if I can ever get 1 with 1 in. There's a 3, a 4, a 2 there. That's a cavern there. It's just a thin line cavern. You can tell because you can see the gap in between the 2 caverns. Looks like there's 2 3s. So it doesn't look like, at the moment, it doesn't look like it's possible to get a 1. So we've got a 2. Oh, 1. Yeah, that was a 1. Well, so it is possible to get a 1. Not very likely by the look of it. Anyway, so yeah, it at least looks like it's doing its job. I'm going to have to tweak the stats a bit. Right, so anyway, thanks for joining me. Been a good old stream. We gave that first of the monthly levels an actual test, a proper test on hard mode. And I've got some page of feedback to go through for that. We've discussed the fire ants, and we've continued work on this Holdout Extreme level, and I actually think this one's actually fairly close to being able to be tested. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Definitely look for me next Thursday, but also there's a chance, as there was this week, that I might slip in a bonus stream earlier in the week. So yes, thank you very much, and see you later.